start with a proverb. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy. There are experiences that we have that we can't explain to anybody else. And there are some things that are just deep within us that we don't even register as a need to even pray for. Cam asked us a few weeks ago to register prayer requests and even answers to prayer. Well, I didn't even pray this particular prayer, but God has given me a great joy. And I'll read from Psalm 139. You formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvellous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance, being yet unformed, and in your book they were all written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them. I would be pretty certain that when I was the size of a fist, I would have heard that song. It was a hymn. And, we don't recall those things, do we? But learning, like Sandra just mentioned, choruses when she was first saved, hymns that I learned as a child, they're just stuck in there and they come out at the most wonderful times. How gracious is God. And I'm here in response to 3 words in Luke chapter 8. Don't draw the wrong conclusions about this. You may think that I'm just a sentimental old fool. But there was a man who went to the shoreline. Jesus and his disciples had come by boat. The demoniac, out of whom Jesus cast many demons. The demons went into the pigs and ran down the hill and were drowned. And of course the herdsmen weren't too happy about this, and people came from the town. And they found Jesus talking to this man in his right mind. We might call him today into self-harm, schizophrenia. He was often kept out of trouble with chains. So he was quite mad. And they found him sitting, talking to Jesus, clothed and in his right mind. I mean, what a relief it must have been for him. Now, I'm not saying I was mad, but I've been stubborn for a long time, and I'll tell you why. That man wanted to go with Jesus and join the disciples. And Jesus said, no, you go to your village and tell them all what God has done for you. So I'm here. And the bit that got me was 3 words, and he went. So I am here. I'm from a very large family, and about halfway through my life I realised I was the only one who didn't play the piano or some musical instrument. It takes some of us a while to catch on to things. And then I had an incident, and I thought, well, that's the end of my... You understand, Neve? That's the end of my piano career. And I held on to that negativity of thinking nothing would ever come by doing that. And 18 months ago, 2 years ago, the other half of my life, an opportunity arose and I've taken it. I cannot express to you the joy that I have to play that hymn that was just played. Not very well, at all. I stumble. And as Cam put up on the screen at the other place where we worshipped, don't lean on a shovel and pray to God for a hole. God gives us the capacity to do some things. He's not going to give me a pill that gives me the capacity to play the piano. And so far, I don't know if you've dug a hole, use a crowbar, you cut around the edges of the hole with the blade of the crowbar, and you might shovel out the dirt, the grass and a bit of dirt. Well, I'm finding it really, really hard work, but it is such a joy. Sharon gave me a loan of a keyboard so I could practice. Another lady who's left town gave me a piano, so there's no running away from it. And I have always sung, and maybe that is why my mother recommended I shouldn't play the piano. Because many people have said to me, it might be better if you whistle. What's the pointy bit of this for you, as it has been for me, and will return again? In 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 3, His divine power has given to us all the things that are needed to life and godliness. A bit further on, exceedingly great and precious promises, that through these you may be partakers of the divine nature. Some of those promises are set to music. And I don't know about you, but as Sandra just said, and I thought that was just wonderful that she mentioned it, she woke up singing a chorus. And how many times do these tunes stick in our head? There are things that are going to help us in our walk with God, in the way in which we go through life, rubbing shoulders with people. And some of them aren't that nice. We have all sorts of trials. So, some hymns were written in the moment for the next few hours. Think of John Newton's Amazing Grace. Wrote it for a sermon. And it was just left for many hundreds of years. The Anglican Church never picked up on it. But just how popular it is. And he spoke of his condition before God. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. I just find those words encouraging. Or Joseph Scriven, who wrote, "What a friend we have in Jesus." I'm just amazed. I was walking through a car park recently, humming that tune, and this old man who was with me, he said, "What are you singing?" And I said, "What a friend." And he says, "Oh, yeah." Now, he wouldn't have heard that for 65 years. He's never been near a church since he went to Sunday school. But it is there. So, what a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. There's nothing that he doesn't know about. And if we sing these words over and over again, it will just help us through, I was going to say the day, but I found in my own experience sometimes it has just been for the next 10 minutes. God is faithful. And I am just amazed at the way in which we can all sing together. I love listening to those groups that don't even have accompaniment. Yeah, thank you. Keep singing. God likes to hear it.